welcome to Diamond Delight Edibles. My name is Liz if this is the first time you're joining, and if you're a regular subscriber, thank you so much and welcome back. Sorry I was on a little bit of a hiatus there. I was in the process of moving, so I'm actually in a nice kitchen now with a real stove and a real oven, and I'm excited to bring tons more recipes for you. So today I thought we would do some English butter toffee covered with chocolate and nuts, and it's a great recipe because it uses a cup of butter. So therefore you can use either a quarter cup of Cannabutter, half a cup of Cannabutter, 3/4 cup of Cannabutter, depending on how strong you want to make it. Now generally I use quarter Cannabutter for most of my recipes. It tends to be a very good quantity. Everybody's very satisfied with all of my edibles, so that's generally what I stick to. Plus you get more of the natural flavor of having more of that natural butter, the regular butter. So I tend to like to do quarter cup of Cannabutter for it, and 3/4 regular butter. But I'll get into all the ingredients and everything, and we'll get started. Alright, so for our Cannabutter toffee, what we're going to need is 1 cup of sugar, 3/4 of a cup of regular butter. You can use salted butter or unsalted. Up to you. If you're going to use unsalted butter, then you're going to want to add a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. If you're going to use salted butter, then don't add in the extra salt. You're going to want a 1/4 teaspoon, a 1/4 cup of Cannabutter. And now here's where you can switch it up. So if you want to make them a lot stronger, you can go half a cup of Cannabutter to half a cup of regular butter. Either way, it's going to be 1 cup of butter. However you want to split that up is totally up to you. And we're going to need a 1/4 cup of water, and then 200 grams or 2 of those large chocolate bars of your favorite type of chocolate, whether you like milk or dark, and a 1/4 cup or so of chopped up walnuts or pecans or peanuts or whatever your favorite nut is. I'm going to be doing walnut. For your equipment, you're going to need a heavy bottomed pot so that you have even heat distribution, and a wooden spoon or a spatula, and a parch lined cookie sheet pan, and last but not least a candy thermometer. And we're going to get all these ingredients put together and get some toffee made. Alright, so to the pot we are going to add our 1 cup of sugar, our 1/4 cup of Cannabutter, and our 3/4 cup of regular butter. I'm using salted butter, so I'm not going to add a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. If you are using unsalted butter, add a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Get that in, and we're going to add in our 1/4 cup of water. Turn the heat on to medium, and you're going to stir this until it begins to boil, and actually we're going to continue to stir this through the entire process. So you're just going to gently get everything mixed together, and as it starts to melt, and just be careful. Now about an hour before you're going to start your recipe, you want to fill another larger pot with cold water and put it in your freezer, or if it's wintertime you can put it outside. You want to have this like ice cold water ready because we're going to submerge the bottom of the pot in to stop the cooking process. Otherwise it continues to cook, and we want to stop it at a specific temperature. And you also want to have your parch lined cookie sheet right close at hand as well. And when you're stirring, always make sure to go right around the edges because the sugar likes to settle into the edges of the pot. So you want to make sure to always clear your edges every once in a while and just continue stirring through the whole process. Now, classic toffee, English toffee, is a hard toffee, which we would cook this to 300 degrees Fahrenheit. But if you like a softer toffee, more the chewy toffee, then you're only going to want to cook it to firm ball or hard ball state. Firm ball is 250 degrees. Hard ball, so it's going to be very firm, but it's still going to be chewy. Hard ball is 250. If you want that texture, like, you know, that toffee bar in the store, then that is at soft crack, which is 280. So if you want that, it still cracks, but then as it warms up, it chews. You want to cook it to 280. And if you want the full crack crunch candy, then you're going to go to 300. So that's totally optional on what you want to do. I'm going to be doing this to the hard crack, the 300. And once your mixture starts bubbling, like so, we're going to attach our candy thermometer, and then you're going to stir until you get to your desired temperature. As I said, I'm going to cook mine to 300. Get in. So you attach your thermometer, and then you're just going to continue to stir it through until you get, as I said, to your desired temperature. And it's very important not to stop stirring because your butter and sugar will burn very quickly. Just keep stirring and stirring. Put some tunes on the background, enjoy some music, dance while you're doing it. Unfortunately, I can't have any background kind of music here because then otherwise you can't monetize because, oh, God forbid I get earn 34 cents off the billionaires. But anyway, so you can just get to hear me chitter chatter. As you can see, as it's getting up to temperature, the texture changes. It gets a lot thicker and more toffee looking. I had an issue with my candy thermometer. It kind of splew apart on me there, so I'm having issues. Because I can't get this one to hold on its own. I'm trying to stir and hold the thermometer at the same time. I'm not that coordinated. Come on, just a couple more degrees. 97. 98. 3. Awesome. So then as soon as you get temperature, you want to immerse it into your cold water so it stops the cooking process right away. Keep your candy thermometer in to make sure it's coming down. And as soon as the temperature starts coming down, you're going to pour it onto the cookie sheet. There's my dog. Now the stuff's like molten lava, so be careful. It's really, really hot. So you're going to let that set. And while that's cooling, we're now going to microwave or heat up our chocolate. You can either heat it up on a double boiler to melt it over a double boiler or do it in the microwave. I do it 30 seconds and 20 seconds, 15 seconds and 10 seconds, and then continue at 10 seconds until you're fully melted. Alright, so once your chocolate is all melted, you're just going to take it and pour it right over top of your still warm toffee. You want to spread it out nice and evenly. If you have an offset spatula, it makes it much easier. And you're just going to smooth that all out, and then you just sprinkle on your choice of nuts. So as I said, I'm just using walnuts. You're just going to evenly sprinkle them over the top. And that's it. You're going to leave it set for 1 to 2 hours once it's completely set. And then we'll show you how to break it apart. So our toffee's done. I let it sit for about 2 hours. And I put it in the fridge for about 20 minutes just so the chocolate would fully set. And then what you do is just take it, flip her over. And then I just use a pizza cutter you can use, or you can just hammer it. But you can just cut through. Just make your cuts. Whoops. Or you can just use a knife. And break it into the size pieces that you want. And then you can just take your pieces and just put them on a plate. Or you can store them in an airtight container. And this should last about 2 weeks in an airtight container. You should be good for. And that's it. I'm just going to give this a try and then come back and say goodbye. Alright, so here we have our English toffee covered in chocolate, and it is absolutely yummy. I tried it, but I'm not eating on camera, so no. And I hope you give it a try. It's absolutely wonderful. Your friends and family will absolutely love it. And if you have any questions at all, obviously, you can put them in the comments. I will always get back to you. And don't think there's anything else more I have to go over. And I said, hope you try it. Let me know what you think about it. And thanks for joining. Have a great day.